my Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. How are you doing today? Happy New Year, depending on when you are watching this, and welcome to your twin flame reading, timeless but time-stamped for January 2020, hence the Happy New Year. Again, depending on when you're watching this, I am your reader. Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and really, really happy to be doing these readings. I'm actually doing them a couple of days before New Year's Eve. I'm actually doing it on the Sunday, yeah, it's Sunday, the Sunday before. Gonna try and crank out a few more before I have my New Year's festivities on New Year's Eve. Duh. Welcome. If you are new to my channel, please do like and subscribe. Trying to make my way to 1,000 subscribers so that I can do super live chat. And I made a promise to do something, a lovely little ditty called Drunk Tarot. There's a video that I did explaining that in the description box below. There's a lot in the description box below, including a couple of videos. Actually, the very first video is one I did yesterday. Yeah, I did it yesterday. About these twin flame reads for 2020 and probably beyond. Go check that out, because the definition that I'm using for a twin flame contract is probably a lot different than what you're used to hearing, thanks so much to the work of the spiritual teacher Matt KAHN. I have a video of his in the description box below called Soul Contracts, Twin Flames and Soulmates Redefined. It was a total game changer for me, and I did one of my own following, kind of integrating that information. It took a good 6 months for me to even integrate that information before doing my own called Clarifying Twin Flame Soulmates and True Lovers. So go watch those, really, because if you're looking for your traditional twin flame read, this is not it. Twin flames, as I am defining it, thank you, Matt KAHN, is a type of soul contract where the bottom line of the contract, if you will, is that you teach each other in the contract how to heal yourselves. In other words, soulmates are different. You help each other heal. Twin flames, you teach each other how to heal yourselves, usually by not giving each other what it is that you want, but giving each other what you need, which is often experiences that are not so hot, tumultuous relationships, turbulent, troubled, tricky, transformative, but ones that teach you so much about yourself, how to set boundaries, self-esteem, self-respect, all the self stuff, self-approval, and of course learning how to love yourself when the other person just can't give you that love that only you can give you, right? So again, you might want to pause this, go watch that, come back if you haven't already, but that's what these readings are about. We are going to be looking at both parties in the contract as divine feminine and divine masculine, not about gender, you know, not about physical body gender, about energetic gender, if you will, energetic dynamics, yin and yang, yin being the divine feminine, yang or yang being the divine masculine. So you'll figure out pretty quickly which one you are, considering it's going to be the first two cards down are going to be one for divine feminine, one for divine masculine. Feel that out. However, in a twin flame contract, because it's twins, there might be a lot of mirroring, a lot of similarities, so it is very easy to relate to both. Just saying. Take the information as it comes. This is a general reading. Not every reading can be for every single person every single time. I do my best to tune myself to the quantum field, and mine, M-I-N-E, the quantum fields in terms of zodiacal archetype and, you know, the different planets. This one we're doing Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. So please do check your other signs to get pieces of the puzzle. Like if in one of the readings you get 50% of it is yours, and another is 80, another is 20, another is, I don't know, pick a number, 75, then, you know, you're getting pieces of the puzzle. Note how it feels in your body while you're watching it. How you know something is really not for you is when it leaves you sort of meh, like like nothing, not no animation either direction, like ding ding ding, yes yes yes, or disgusting kick in the gut, right? Because that's usually an intuitive response as well. Something's being triggered in the sub or unconscious. Cool, cool. Is that it? Oh, everything that you need to know is in the description box. How to book a session with me. All the decks that I read are in the very, very bottom of the list. My two books are on there. There's a lot of cool stuff on there. Go check it out at some point. Other than that, please just remember to breathe. You're going to breathe anyway, but it is the most ancient form of meditation and mindfulness, just to watch the breath, to be aware of the breath. It actually slows me down a little bit, which makes me a better reader, so I'm not such a machine gun, which I'm usually am when I read. We're trying to keep these about 45 minutes or so. We'll see. I don't mind going over if it's meant to be. But if you are breathing and I am breathing consciously, deliberately, as often we can remember, we tend to remember more of the reading. I tend to bring it through in a way that just feels better for the reader, as well as easier for me to translate what I'm getting in the chi, the prana, the guidance, the grace on each inhale. And because you're doing the same thing, even though we're separated by time and space, you are breathing in the similar quantum vibrational range, if you will. Cool? So let's get down to biz. Nice deep breath, please. Here we go. My collective pantheons, please. One card. A Caroline Mace archetype card. What is the dominant archetype for the divine feminine in this Sagittarian collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign? Oh, no, that's two. If it was just one, I would have taken it. Please, what is the dominant archetype, the dominant soul power for the divine feminine in this Sagittarian collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract? Timeless, but time-stamped for January 2020. Please, one for the divine feminine, and while I am here, please, one for the divine masculine in this Sagittarian collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract. Okay, we're off and running. The first two really do define both people in the relationship, so let's have a look. Who we got here? Oh, interesting combo. The divine feminine, we've got the scribe, a creative family of archetypes. In the masculine, the divine masculine, we've got the exorcist, which is close to the shaman. So let's just call that the wisdom family, if not the divine family. It really could be both. Like the mystic, it straddles both. The alchemist straddles both the mystic and the wisdom family as well. So very, very powerful combo here. Now keep in mind, every archetype is neutral. Written on the cards, they're shadow and light, lead and gold. I prefer that language, but I go back and forth. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. Had some feline interference. It happens. I have 3 black cats, if you're not familiar with my channel and the antics. Let's get down to it. Let's get down to business. The lead, right, the shadow side is what actually the twin flame contracts are really good at bringing to the surface so that you learn how to heal them individually, right? So as we go through this, keep that in mind, that whatever, even if you identify with both, just keep an eye that we all have shadow. We all have unfinished business, stuff we have to heal. But it's all about the alchemy of getting the lead to gold, the shadow to light. All right. So for the divine feminine, the shadow side of the scribe archetype. A scribe is somebody who writes stuff down, altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. So imagine somebody who's like taking notes of things, but they alter it according to their own agenda, right? The light attribute, preserving knowledge and information. So, you know, considering how much is digital now and in the cloud, etc. Think about somebody who literally archives and writes things down in order to preserve the information. Hence, the creativity family, right? They're creating a record, but that need not be, that's why it's not the wisdom family. It need not be necessarily about ancient wisdom or anything like that, or even like journaling. That would really be more creative family anyway. But writing down, preserving knowledge and information, like people who, in a way, accountants kind of sort of are like that, right? So something there very creative, but very verbal, mental, kind of, sort of. You with me? Oh, they're playing on their scratchy thing. That's fine. I got them a scratchy thing. The cardboard, they love it. So the exorcist archetype, very, very, you know, you don't see this one come up a lot for some reason. My boys are just ripping the hell out of that. Sorry if you're hearing it in the background. The shadow attribute of the exorcist archetype is fear of facing your own demons. And isn't that just the case? Now, look, when it comes to demons here, we're really not talking about the scriptural nature of demons as much as we're talking about our own fears, our own shadows, the things that terrorize us, that we have to fight back and keep at bay. I consider the 7 deadly sins to be demons, like collective demons, not just for one of us, but certainly someone can be possessed by the demon greed, because greed is one of the 7 deadly sins. So an exorcist, someone who is afraid of facing their own demons, of course, can then be possessed by them and is in need of exorcism, but get that it's more psychological, soul-oriented, not pea soup vomiting, if you get my meaning. I'm going to leave that there. The light attribute, freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. So if you think of Gestalt therapy, for example, there's an example of sort of an exorcism, right? Even emotional process work, right? If you've ever done rebirthing or mother wave or any kind of breath work, integrative body work of working with the emotions, it feels very much like an exorcism as you release past patterns from the cell tissue up through the emotional body, out through the mental body, forgiving it. It's really, really rough. So there's a lot about facing and dealing with your own personal fears that are, however, collective because the quantum, because of 5th dimensional unity consciousness. When one of us heals or exercises EXOR, remember exorcises something truly negative within ourselves, it helps clear it from the entire field of all of life, not just humanity, depending upon the vibration of the thing itself. Cool? So what a very intense foundation to start with. What we're going to do is we're going to use 2 different tarot decks. Daughters of the Moon for the Divine Feminine Scribe, and then we're going to use the Mythic Tarot for the Divine Masculine Exorcist. Just 3 cards, past, present, future, in a timeline, right? To give a little bit more clarity if you haven't figured out which one you are, and remember, totally valid to identify with both. Okay, breathe. Oh, my goddesses, please. 3 cards, past, present, future, for this Divine Feminine Scribe archetype in this Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Twin Flame contract. Please, where has she been? Where has she been in this Twin Flame contract? The past. Where is she now in this Twin Flame contract? This one in the present. And where is she headed? Where will she be in the future of this Twin Flame contract? All are face down, have no idea what they are. I'm going to do the same for the Divine Masculine, just to sort of get these dealt and out of the way. My gods, please. 3 cards, past, present, future. For this Divine Masculine Exorcist archetype, very, very interesting energy on this one too, I must say. It's not just about anger or rage or personal demons on this one. There actually feels like quite a bit of pressure. That's the word. I'm like almost like atmospheric pressure around this person, and I can feel them if they're any sort of counselor or therapist, that they're so used to dealing with people dealing with their own darkness that they have quite the force of light build up. Sort of like meeting a shaman, but need not necessarily be a shaman per se, can be a healer, a therapist, but someone, or even a psychopomp, which is a whole other language. Anyway, my God, sorry for the tangent, but I hope that helped somebody clarify. So please, where has this Divine Masculine Exorcist been in this contract, the past? Where is he now in the present of this contract, and where is he headed? Where is he going? 1 card kicked for the future. Let's look at the Divine Feminine. Where's she been? 9 of Cups. This card has come up. This is like the 3rd time I think this has come up out of 4 readings. Maybe just 2, but I'm pretty sure 3. The Nine of Cups, Kuan Yin, about contentment, about compassion, about letting things flow. Now, traditionally called the wish fulfillment card, and I'm down with that, but it's an emotional wish. So coming from a place probably of her own satisfaction and fulfillment, perhaps if these two have known each other for a while, they've sort of maybe reached that place where the honeymoon phase has already been there. Where is she now? Interesting. The Aries card. Now, does that mean the person is an Aries? Maybe, maybe not. Does it mean the Divine Masculine is an Aries? Maybe, maybe not. But first house, Aries energy, is about the self, the personality, and the ego. So maybe the scribe finds herself sort of on her own, or dealing with her own issues, which is what a twin flame is supposed to inspire. Even though it looks like the other person, it's never about the other person. They're just there to trigger you by contract. In other words, before you came down, your souls had a little luncheon meeting, and said, look, I need to really learn how to forgive this. Will you please betray me? Of course, if it'll help you on your path, my darling, I would love to do that for you. Then you forget, you come down and you play it out, right? So it's actually a great service. Nobody experiences it that way when they're here. It takes quite some insight. So with that Aries thing, and I also am getting a little bit of anger, but mostly anger itself, but anger being projected onto the Divine Masculine here too, because it does feel like a wish was fulfilled, or that lovely sense of contentment, right? Like it felt so good, felt so warm. But then, like, having to really look at herself, or strike out on her own, or really self-care, that Aries card, Cardinal Fire, and there's definitely some anger and frustration there. Maybe not for everybody in the collective, but really feeling it on that card. Where is she headed? Where is she going with this? Oh, that's okay, because she's headed towards the sun, okay? So this might be a thing of taking this wish fulfillment, right, into a journey of self-empowerment of some kind, self-healing, self-care, and coming to the card of the sun, Amaterasu, Japanese goddess of the sun. A beautiful, beautiful card, and like any sun card in any tarot deck, lightens the vibe of any other cards around it. So even if there was some anger and frustration here in the present with the scribe, perhaps writing things down, right? Remember, a scribe might be like taking notes. Maybe not just journaling, but documenting certain things, making sure that she's preserving the knowledge that she gathers along the way. This card of the sun will make it all the more worth it, 'cause she'll be able to look back and see the journey that got her to this place of, let's call it enlightenment, but more in an emotional sense, because we've got this contentment card, the water going through this fire, that Aries cardinal fire, and bringing her to this place of spirit, but a place of wish fulfillment, contentment, health, wholeness. You sort of get the idea. Lightened, enlightened, maybe, maybe not. Where's the Divine Masculine? Exorcist coming from? Well, he's got the Queen of Swords, which is the Aquarian card here. So perhaps a bit colder, a bit distant, a bit mental. Like I said, this person could very easily feel like a therapist, a healer, maybe even a process healer, an emotional healer, you know, something a bit more in the holistic vein of things, but could be a PSYD, could be, you know, a psychologist, could be a psychiatrist, but one who deals with somebody who's with people in general. Sorry, they're showing me somebody here is definitely in the process of dealing with people who are really struggling with their demons. I mean, even could go as far as someone involved in the criminal justice system, perhaps dealing with the criminally insane or something, like, because that's that level of demonic we're talking about. We're not talking about the demonic forces of another dimension, just so that we're clear. So that thing of Aquarian, in the past, Aquarius pulling back from the atmosphere, right? Seeing the larger picture. 11th house, humanitarianism, that there's certainly a heart here, but because of that higher vibrational, maybe higher vibrational is not that word, the right word, higher perspective, psychological or spiritual perspective, can be a little cool and may not automatically react because sort of the shock value has worn off and they've studied it. They have more of a mental perception of it. Where are they now in this? The Six of Wands, definitely a card of victory. Six of Wands is traditionally, you know, you think of the Rider-Waite Tarot, the riding on the horse with the, on his way home with the laurel leaf, the bay laurel wreath, bay laurel leaf wreath, that's hard to say, right? About victory, right? So here is Jason with Jason and the Argonauts having attained the Golden Fleece after slaying the dragon to win it. So definitely, though, coming from this place perhaps even of strategy, feeling very much a place of overcoming. Now, what's interesting is they both have fire in the present moment. So this might not be so much that they are in separation, as much as they on their own are going through some reevaluation. One where the divine feminine is more self-actualizing, and one where the divine masculine is more achieving. Yeah, they're both achievements, but self-actualization is a little bit different than setting an external goal and going for it. And of course, I'm saying that because divine feminine tends to be more yin, divine masculine more yang, giving you some serious arm demo there. Where is he going? Six of Cups. This just came up in the last reading. I'm doing them backwards this time from Pisces to Aries. So this was just in the Capricorn read. In the same position. That thing of coming to a place then of really looking back. Now it's interesting going from a 6 to a 6, right? So we've got some synchronicity there. That didn't work out well. Synchronicity there. But then that thing of nostalgia, of taking a break perhaps, of looking back and feeling perhaps a little bit wistful, a little bit nostalgic. However, as much as I agree with that interpretation of the Six of Cups in general, there's also something about the balance of the six. Sixes are about harmony and balance, very Tiferet, very heart chakra, even though it's the fourth chakra. It's a whole other story. We started talking chakras and the Kabbalistic tree of life. But there is something here about emotional harmony and balance as well. And I can't shake that, even though the Aquarian card does not automatically say psychotherapist, there is something dry and analytical. Aquarius is fixed, dry air, like the stratosphere. It's the air that doesn't move, right? Larger perspective, but not necessarily emotional. So here is perhaps a return to the emotions, bringing some emotional balance to all of that. Good. We are definitely in a very interesting, I'm not feeling the turbulence here, not sure exactly what has been victorious here, what the victory has been for the divine masculine exorcist, but one would think because of the exorcist perhaps facing their own demons or freeing themselves or others of destructive tendencies, right? Or impulses is what's written on the card. Now, the new deck. Healing mantra. Matt KAHN, very exciting. My cardboard lightsabers. I love these cards so much. Lightsabers because they just cut through shit with their truth. Truth and light are the same thing. Now, regardless of whether you're identifying as the divine feminine scribe, the divine masculine exorcist, or both, you can work both of these mantras. Mantras are not affirmations. Affirmations are statements of truth that you repeat and write and things like that in order to ingrain it, to make it feel more true for yourself. It's more, oh, hello, this is my son Melchior. I don't know if you can see him. He jumped up. My baby. Baby panther. I have 3 black cats. He's my sweetheart. I didn't see him there. I'm waiting for one to pop up there someday. Have them, they're both chilling out. We got new pads for the chairs, so they're sort of digging it. Yeah. So it doesn't matter which side. Let's just say, for instance, you're the divine masculine. Whatever mantra you get, the mantra will be to help you heal whatever it is you're going through individually. But the one that then is for the divine feminine, that should help the divine masculine heal whatever they have to heal that's dealing with the divine feminine. So you can use both mantras. We're only doing 2 cards. Please breathe. As I call upon the Ascended Masters, Matt KAHN and the Masters. Matt and the Masters, please be with us here and now. Feels good, feels good, feels good. Please, my masters, 1 card for this divine feminine scribe in this Sagittarian collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame collective, twin flame relationship, twin flame contract. 4 Timeless, but time-stamped January 2020. Please, one for the Divine Feminine, a healing mantra for this Divine Feminine scribe. And please, while we're here, same thing for this Divine Masculine exorcist in this Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract, January 2020 and timeless. All right. Let's look. For the Divine Feminine, we've got expressing free will. Now, on one side is the name of the mantra, the other side is the mantra itself. Before I flip the card, free will is what Aries is all about, right? It's all about will, fire, desire. Yes, all the fire signs are about will, choice, and desire that way, and we all have free will, but particularly when I think of that, an innocent first impulse of free will, that's Aries. So very interesting that she's got expressing free will. By the way, I'm going to be reading from the booklet too, because it's fucking genius what's in there. Such few words. Matt Kahn's really brilliant. So the mantra, my choices determine how brightly I shine. And considering we've got the sun card, see what I'm saying? I love these. These are always right on. Simplicity will do that. True spiritual, mystical simplicity. So my choices determine how brightly I shine. Let's read from the book. Expressing free will. My choices determine how brightly I shine. When free will is expressed, the quality of your experience is based not on the actions of others, but on how wisely and lovingly each moment is viewed. It doesn't match the unconsciousness of others or fight to have the final word. Instead, free will conveys the brightness of your soul through the sum of your words and actions, even when responding to those who aren't acting their best. This mantra is ideal for overcoming feelings of disempowerment, fulfilling personal goals, and becoming more ambitious, right? So interesting, very masculine energy for the Divine Feminine. But I have to say, we've got Aries, ruled by Mars. The symbol of Mars is the phallus. If you look at the symbol of Mars, it's a circle with an arrow. It's a dick and balls, essentially. And then we've got the card of the sun, solar energy, usually considered masculine, even though this is a feminist deck, right? So there is something there definitely about becoming more ambitious. And there's been a lot of that, a lot of the predominantly divine feminine balancing their masculine, a lot of the predominantly divine masculine balancing with the divine feminine within themselves. Twin flame, right? So, expressing free will. One more time, the mantra for the Divine Feminine. My choices determine how brightly I shine. Even choices that others can't see. Even choices of what you think, how you choose to see things. Choices. Play the choice game, right? It's like, what's the best choice? What would love choose? Child of my heart, you tell me. What's the best feeling choice from the heart? What's the loving choice? Just to say. For the Divine Masculine here, we've got expanding inner power. Now, like I said, this is very, very masculine for the feminine. Expanding inner power, that sounds a little feminine. The mantra, I am my most powerful when my creativity is given voice. That's interesting because that does make it masculine. My creativity, something internal, is given voice. I am my most powerful when my creativity is given voice. Now, looking at the spread, the past, present, future we have here, not seeing that as clearly defined as in the Divine Feminine, but we're going to read it from the book, right? I am my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. Expanding. Oops, I skipped it. Where are you? Encountering, expanding inner power. I am my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. When inner power expands, you are able to openly communicate your truths, aspirations, and ideas as a way of circulating the energy that pours in from the cosmos. The information is coming in and it's like, I want it, right? You give your creativity voice. As energy gets circulated by the sharing of your ideas, the universe is given permission to pour more inspiration, passion and joy into your energy field. As your inner power expands, creativity becomes the life force of source energy, surging through you to inspire the embodiment of your highest self. How funny how The Exorcist is about, expelling demons, right? Exorcising demons, as if to make room for more of this creativity and inspiration so that the higher self can more embody. This mantra is ideal for resolving creative blocks. It sounds like an exorcist thing. Healing traumas, freeing oneself of destructive impulse. Now this makes sense. And releasing blocks of stagnation. Again, like the demon sloth, one of the 7 deadly sins. So once again, the Matt KAHN healing mantra cards are right on fucking target. I really like him. I would like to meet him one day just to shake his hand and thank him. I have this thing of not meeting my teachers, not meeting my heroes. I mean, I don't know that he's a hero, but he seems like a great guy. And he's funny. And I like a funny spiritual teacher because, as you can tell, I'm so fucking dry. 3 more cards left. Whispers of Love. You know I love my Whispers of Love oracle so much. We're going to pull 3. 1 for the Divine Feminine, 1 for the Divine Masculine, and 1 for the Twin Flame Contract. Because remember, even though they are turbulent and tumultuous, doesn't mean that you don't have to be unloving. You can love your twin flame, even though they are teaching you how to love yourself. I can imagine, because now that Matt KAHN says that your twin flames, any of your exes, they're twin flames, and you go, oh yeah, I learned so much, right? You can look back with compassion and forgiveness, and all of that is expression of love, right? So Whispers of Love, the voices of the higher selves of all involved. Please take a nice deep breath with me, my Saggies. Clear the field. Here we go. The higher selves of all involved. Please, 1 card for the Divine Feminine, this Divine Feminine Scribe in this Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, sign, Twin Flame, Contract, timeless but time-stamped, January 2020. Please, a Whisper of Love for the Divine Feminine, face down. Same thing for the Divine Masculine Exorcist in this Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Twin Flame Contract, January 2020, timeless. Please, 1 for the Divine Masculine, the higher selves of all involved. Face down, and please, last card down. 1 card for this Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Twin Flame Contract, January 2020, timeless. Let's do this. Remember, we got the Scribe here. We're going to do the overview once these 3 are down, but expressing free will. Let's see what the higher self says. Do something for someone else. It's very yang. Give your attention to someone else. Very simple, very complete, which is very funny considering the ego, the self. So maybe the thing here for this Divine Feminine Scribe, expressing free will, a lot of it seems to be about self. This could be a very clear message from the higher self, remembering to do something for someone else. Yeah, keeping in mind that as she's freeing herself up and self-care and self-expression and all of that stuff. What's going on, guys? Cats. That definitely that's going to ripple out and affect other people, but my sense is that the higher self is saying, your nature, though, darling. Excuse me for 1 second. We've got some shenanigans going on. Sorry, he was eating a cardboard box. Not that he's not allowed to, but shouldn't do it right in front of me. It's like a dog lifting its leg on the bed right in front of you while it's staring at you. It's like, don't do it right in front of me. Yeah, so maybe like keep that in balance. Like, don't forget this Kuan Yin that you're coming from, Divine Feminine, to be compassionate. Don't be codependent. It's like, well, should I be doing this? Will they like it? Will they not like it? Hey, you. You get. Go on, go lay down. They're insane all of a sudden. And it's 20 minutes to dinner time. That's why we'll be done in a bit. But to keep it in balance there. I apologize. They're my boys. I love them. They love me. I am their source of food, right? Until they grow thumbs. Very interesting vibe there. Let's look at the Divine Masculine here. Miracles and blessings. Everything has its gift. Now, I find that very interesting, considering for the Exorcist, it's like, I've had the experience over the past 2 months or so getting over a really long-term twin flame contract that I thought was soulmate, and it just wasn't. Or maybe it is, I don't know. There are some twin flame contracts that turn into soulmate contracts, apparently. Matt KAHN talks about that in the video in the box below. But, you know, that everything has its gift, that as you are feeling all of this intensity of a breakup and the regret and all of the pain that is probably about the relationship, but can be going through the entire quantum field as you're clearing it, about stuff that has nothing to do with the person in the twin flame contract, which is usually the case, that as hard and as terrible and as painful and as grief-filled as that can be, it springboards you into these higher states if you love what rises, if you allow the voices to what? You allow the creativity to have its voice, right? So there's something here. I'm at my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. Well, what if these demons, so to speak, the pain, the emotion, the victory here can be about giving them their voice, not letting them run the show, but letting the wounds of the inner child, for example, cry, right? Giving them that space. And that is something that is very tricky for divine masculines in general. And I'm not talking about just men. I'm talking about divine masculine energy that tend to be air and fire, where this kind of stuff that I'm feeling here is more water and earth. So expressing that stuff, allowing that creative voice. Why? Because I'm at my most powerful when my creativity is given voice, but we're also at our most powerful when what our emotions are given a voice, a safe, clear space. That's how you go from rags to riches, lead to gold, right? Almost like Gestalt therapy. There's something Gestalt therapy here going on. I go yell at a chair. No, I had a lot of, I can't say I had fun with Gestalt therapy, but I really did enjoy what came of it, right? The relief, the relieving of pressure. It's not just yelling at things, and really it's best done with a professional. Last card down, let's look at the twin flame contract itself from the point of view of the higher selves of all involved. You are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. So for this contract in and of itself, that there is something limitless about here, about this, that both of these people in this contract have the ability to go on and do not whatever they want to do necessarily, but that they can do anything they choose to do in this relationship. Maybe this is one of those that can be alchemized from I don't want to just say from lead to gold. That's how you complete any contract, particularly twin flame, your own healing. But maybe there is a possibility for this, if it is scripted, if it is written, the way the contract is drawn up, that it transforms from twin flame to soulmate, but both have to want that, right? And it feels like both could be up for it, because again, we've got a scribe and an exorcist, a very, very powerful team, if you ask me. So since you are asking me, I am the reader. Let's give you an overview and see if we get more from that. Ready? Magic clap. We start with the divine feminine scribe archetype in the shadow attribute, altering facts or plagiarizing others' work. So very important that the divine feminine, if she's writing stuff down, if she's keeping track, to be very honorable, to keep it on the up and up in terms of what she is recording. In the light attribute, preserving knowledge and information of her own path, of her own experiences perhaps, but things that feel like she is going to need to review later. What I find interesting here is the timeline past, present, future. We go from the Nine of Cups, a very peaceful, wish-fulfilled card, particularly because it's Kuan Yin. You don't imagine Kuan Yin like turning cartwheels, right? She's pretty much always chilling out with an open-hearted compassion, knowing that everyone is doing the best that they can and everybody's fulfilling their destiny to the best of their ability, and everybody's fighting a battle as they go, an internal and external battle. Moving that into that Aries card where there's definitely a focus on self, right? Self-worth, self-help, self-healing, self-care, and especially with that mantra, expressing free will. My choices determine how brightly I shine. That is very much a first house sort of mantra. But that moves into the future position there of the sun, Amaterasu, a beautiful card, a happy card, a blessing card, a healthy card, that light sort of dispelling all shadow. And then the voice from the higher self, do something for someone else. Give your attention to someone else. It feels like she's in a process of bringing things into balance there. Perhaps needing to embrace the self and take care of the self for a little bit. Perhaps even through journaling, through scribing, through kind of looking over the archives of her own life, making notes. And then from that place of stability and wisdom and creativity, doing something for someone else, giving her attention to someone else. Adding to her own limitless that we see in this last card. Looking at the divine masculine here, we've got the exorcist in the shadow. Fear of facing your own demons. And who doesn't, right? Until you get that those are pockets of light that have forgotten who they are, right? Hidden wounds, things that may have nothing to do with anything in the present moment, but can certainly be triggered by anything in the present moment. The light attribute, freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. Again, there it comes again, that thing of there's something therapeutic going on here with this person, whether they're in therapy, they are a therapist, a process healer, a shaman, something along those lines, that they do this for themselves and for others. And that might not be for everybody in the collective, that might not make sense for a lot of people watching this video, but there is that feeling because of the Queen of Swords in the past position, definitely almost like a therapist card, seeing things from a more atmospheric, higher perspective, a little dry, a little conceptual. But moving into the Six of Wands, a personal victory there. Jason and the Argonauts getting the golden fleece. And then moving from the Six of Wands into the Six of Cups, one of nostalgia but emotional balance. It does feel like there is something therapeutic, mental, emotional healing sort of going on here. Because we do have a nice distribution of air, then fire, then water here. The mantra, I am my most powerful when my creativity is given voice. The name of that mantra is expanding inner power, that giving room for that inner creativity to expand outward, particularly through the spoken word, as it was said in the voice, to give a voice to all of this. With miracles and blessings, everything has a gift. So even the demons, once alchemized, turn back into angels. Because what is a demon but an angel that has forgotten its identity? And then aren't we all angelic demon somewhere in between? I'm Mark Angelo. I identify a little bit with both. What was that show? The Nephilim and all of that. Clary, oh, I don't remember the name. Shadow Hunters. Yeah. Cute. Our final card here, though, really, I think says it all. You are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do. And with that free will, it's all about choice, right? For the divine feminine. You okay, my baby boy? Oh, he got a hairball. Wow, they're really active for the Sages tonight. And certainly with this exorcist, with that miracles and blessings, that there's a real opportunity for both of them to choose something that has never been done before. And even as I'm looking at this You Are Limitless card, I see two swans sort of neck and neck, like intertwined there with a unicorn. So there really is a possibility here for true love for these two. To be able to heal what they need to heal individually so that they can come together and heal each other, moving this from a twin flame to a soulmate contract. God, I wish that could be for every twin flame relationship on planet Earth, but I don't have access to the divine plan on that level. I don't know how that's going to work out. Like I said, the twin flame I just completed could very well come back as another round of twin flame or a soulmate. I don't know. But that's what I love about twin flame relationships. Oh, I just have to heal myself on this one. I'm not responsible for what the other person does. Hence the You Are Limitless. Take the time, whether you are the divine feminine scribe or the divine masculine exorcist, to really free yourself from your limitations, because as this card repeats over and over again, and I'm seeing it mirrored, you are limitless. Recognize this truth. You can do anything you choose to do in this twin flame context. So there you have it, my Sagittarians. Thank you so much for watching. May the Sagittarian Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need in their twin flame relationships to heal, to grow, to learn, to evolve, to become the best that they can be, to fulfill their roles in the divine plan, to fulfill these contracts regardless of how it plays out, and be a blessing upon this world. And so it is. Thank you for watching. Please do like and subscribe. Check out my description box before you click off. There's a lot of good stuff down there. And wishing you the very best and the very blessed of the new year. And go watch your other signs. Cool, cool. Thank you so much for watching. I got to go take care of my cats. But for now, my darlings, hail, farewell, and blessed be.